Okay, well, we're apologizing for things. Yeah, so I hope that too many of you weren't turned off by the excessive amount of level grinding from the previous, I guess it would probably be 4 or 5 videos it's going to end up being. Oh, excuse me. But, yeah, that's not really going to be the case from this point forward. We kind of have goals to meet. Now, it kind of depends on what you want to do. You can kind of, or does he have a spell? Okay, Squiddo does not have a spell off the bat. Actually, every monster in the game does have a spell, but some spells can only be unlocked by fusion. So if we fuse this Kraken with another monster, then his hidden spell will come out. So yeah, as you can see, oh whoops, I forgot to, oh damn, I forgot to. So anyways, just to give you an idea of what we'd be up against if we didn't have all of our items and stuff. Oh my god, oh my god! Okay, actually you can... Are you squidding me? Jesus Christ, okay. Just put him back. Okay, let's... And well, we're apologizing for things. Really, really sorry for that terrible pun as well. Okay, get the Iron Shield first. That'll reduce the damage. Or actually, oh yeah, it doesn't even take a turn to equip things. So yeah, there we go. So as you can see, this first floor, actually kind of dangerous if you happen to come in without any equipment. Yeah, so that very first tower run where, oh, fuck me. I forgot to save, or it doesn't really matter. You don't actually, but still, I'm going to lose basically nothing, actually. Oh, I'm going to lose the shield, though. Oh my god. Oh, this was terrible. I feel so bad about this. Oh. I could try to lift them. Okay, good. And then what I can do is I can actually do what I should have done in the first place and bring out Baku to take care of it. Thank you, Baku. Please rescue me. No, don't fly over there like a moron, please. Okay, so... Wow, this was really embarrassing. Okay, so yeah, change the lineup. Please go in front of me. And then we can let you take care of the troll. Yes, please attack directly. And there we are. And now we got ourselves an extra level. So yeah, as you can see, Tower level 1, very precarious. Unless you... Like, it wouldn't have been a problem if I hadn't forgotten to equip my weapons like an idiot. But, yeah, if you're just going in completely unarmed, it can be very, very difficult to survive, even on the first few floors, which is why it's so significant that your very first run gives you that sword and shield guaranteed on the first floor. But yeah, things should... And yeah, and again, that's what I was talking about before, as far as how the early levels are more significant, or the early character levels are more significant than the later ones. As you can see, we basically doubled our HP just from that one level up. I actually don't think I want to... Okay, so I think what I actually want to do, now that we're actually kind of set here, is we'll bring out Squiddo. Oh man, he's so weak. So yeah, that's actually... So I was saying, like, how, yeah, these... basically how Baku is kind of a bad monster and isn't as strong as a lot of the other monsters. He actually starts out with higher stats than most of the other monsters. So he's actually better at level 1 than a lot of the other monsters that you'll find, but he has worse stat growth than a lot of them. Although with that being said, I've never actually used a Kraken as like my main thing, as one of my main familiars before. Okay, come on, get back here. Oh, come on, you moron. And by you moron, I'm basically talking to myself here because I'm kind of running out of things to say and I'm kind of losing my voice. Let's take a drink to remedy that. Ah, that's delicious. And you know, I make that stupid joke pretty much every LP, where it's like, every time I say, no, oh no. Anyways, I don't quite want to go up just yet, kind of need some more levels, but also more importantly, I just want to explore the floor to try and get all the useful items that there might be here. That's kind of the main thing that we're doing here, is going for items. Anyways, I make that stupid joke pretty much every LP whenever I say I'm going to take a drink, and it's like, no, don't worry, it's not beer. This time it is actually, I actually got a beer for myself for playing this game. I'm drinking it's an Alexander Keith's Copper Ale. Very delicious. I've been. Okay, I'm gonna have to go off topic eventually if I'm just gonna have anything to talk about while playing this game. I was not the biggest. For basically, like, almost all of my life, I have not been a very big beer drinker. Or I say all of my life, that's kind of obvious. Since I've been old enough to drink, I was big into the wine, but not so much the beer. I'm not a big fan of the beers. I just, tried a few and just never really acquired the taste. But it wasn't until Guinness, I had Guinness once, and it was basically the most disgusting, foul concoction I have ever had in my life. And then there was nothing to drink on that particular occasion. There was nothing else to drink other than beer aside from Guinness. So I had to have a beer to get the awful taste of Guinness out of my mouth. I honestly don't even understand how people can stand that stuff. It is basically if you want the taste of Guinness, you want to experience Guinness for yourself without actually having to spend the money to buy one. What you do is actually, I guess this would be even more expensive, but yeah, basically you get yourself a cigarette and just crush it up and put it into a glass of beer. And that's basically what Guinness is. It's like cigarettes crushed up into a beer is what Guinness tastes like. Or to be clear, I'm talking just about the taste. That is not actually how they make Guinness, but that's pretty much what it tastes like to me. Anyways, and yeah, there was nothing for me to drink except beer, so I had to drink beer to get the taste of Guinness out of my mouth. And yeah, under those circumstances, beer was actually kind of okay. And it took a couple of them, and I kind of enjoyed it. And I've kind of enjoyed beers ever since then. I've been trying a lot of different brands as well, and finding that I kind of just got off to a bad start, I think. I was drinking a lot of your basic peasant brands, your Molson and your Labatt and all that stuff, which are, yeah, like I said, kind of peasant brands. I've been kind of dipping into some of the classier stuff as of late. But no, okay, get up there. Oh, something different is, okay, now we're to get off the beer tangent. So anyways, yeah, drinking an Alexander Keith's, which is a good one. Actually, one of my favorites that I think I've tried so far. Yeah, I keep getting confused here, because it's the first you want to say yes, you want to go up, and then you say no, you don't want to quit. But anyways, actually we're about to see something that you guys haven't seen before. So the second floor is actually unique. Basically, the second floor is basically the event floor, where something special is going to happen. And there are no monsters on this floor ever. It's just, you come up here and it's this big room and something happens. Which is typically, it'll just advance your little selfie romance subplot. That is a sweet hat, by the way. I said I wasn't gonna get into the stupid, skeevy romance, dating sim stuff before, but it's not that bad. Back when I first played this game, I was basically the same age as all the characters in this game, and again, I'll just take that as a compliment. But basically, back when I first played this game, I was the same age as the characters in this game. Everyone in this game is around about 13 to 16 or so, and I was in about that age range back when I first played this game. So it wasn't that it was just kind of pathetic for me to kind of like the girls in this game, as opposed to actually perverted and skeevy or anything like that. But yeah, that's kind of my long-winded. Selfie was my favorite back in the day. I thought she was super hot. Magenta, I don't think we've seen that one before. That could be a flame. And that would be very good if it was. Oh, excuse me. The good thing about basically any monster you can... Oh, that was a go-up trap, which automatically launches you to the next floor, which would be a bad thing, actually, because, we're kind of under-leveled. Oh, there's the wind crystal right there. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, typically not very hard to find wind crystals. Okay, so yeah. Like I said, we're not going to be doing too much level grinding, although I do actually want to level up this Kraken. How's he doing on HP anyways? Okay, yeah, he's up to 22 now, as opposed to his starting 8. So yeah, as you can see, those early levels are super important as far as building up your survivability to the point where you can actually Oh wow, these cyclones are tougher than I remembered. I'm so used to thinking that wind monsters are like just chumps because I've had my fire familiar, Baku, throughout all the previous run. I have to remember that. Oh, actually... So, yeah, since we're kind of a little bit under-leveled, this would actually be a prime opportunity. Or how much MP does this guy have anyways? Only 70, that's not very good. But anyways, perfect opportunity to try this guy out. So yeah, you can attack directly. And yeah, since fire is weak against water, yeah, he'll be able to massacre this thing. That is not a lot of attack damage. How's this guy's stat growth anyways? He's got 9s right now. I don't know what he started with. I'll try to pay attention at his next level up. Actually, trolls are a fire type too, now that I think of it, so yeah. That's basically kind of how it works, is there's usually one element that tends to kind of dominate certain floors. Like on these early floors, it's a lot of fire and wind monsters that you mainly encounter. Like, yeah, you've got the trolls and the flames for fire monsters. And then later on the balloons as well. Okay, so he's got 9s before, and now he's up to 11s, which, okay, not the greatest stat growth on this guy, actually. I might actually want to try the Manova after this run, just to see how he levels up. Yeah, I think I prefer... I'll let him get the first strike if it means we get to attack downhill. Okay, so how are we doing? Okay, I'm going to explore just a little bit more. How are we on? Actually, we might be able to gain one more level just before going up. Although, I don't know, actually. Like I said, this Kraken... I don't know about this Kraken. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's really annoying when you gotta fight, like when you fight against him. That's often how it goes, I find, where it's like the monsters you fight against aren't when you fight against these monsters, that isn't necessarily representative of like their actual strength. Oh, I can't actually do the lifting trick with him. Okay, whatever, we'll just both walk forward into Doom. I say Doom, but really it's just a flame. No problem with those guys. Yeah, I don't know about this. Yeah, it's a lot of times you find that like even monsters that seem strong when you fight them actually end up having kind of poor stat growth and end up being not that strong. Like I remember there's which monster was that? I think it was there was a monster that I was like having a lot of trouble with. I think it was the wee dogs on that you haven't seen them yet. So yeah, I'll point them out when we come to them. But yeah, basically there's this one enemy, the wee dog, I think it's called, which yeah, really strong when you fight them. Insane attack damage. They can like two-shot you even if you're, you've been leveling up decently. But yeah, when you get one as a pet, they're like totally pathetic and worthless. It's really annoying. And that seems to be the case with the Kraken as well. I don't know if maybe he levels up, or maybe he has a good spell. I don't know. That's the thing though. Like yeah, the thing with the hidden spells kind of annoys me. It's just, yeah, it's like you gotta kind of waste a monster in fusion just to see. Just to like even have any idea as to whether a monster you have is any good or not. It's like the Kraken isn't really doing it for me right now, but he might have a good spell. But to find out if he has a good spell, I need to fuse him with another monster. So it's like I gotta kind of waste the time with the fusion, and then I gotta waste the monster as well. So kind of annoying. Although, and also another thing, it's there's like I mentioned before, some monsters have hidden traits that'll pass over with fusion as well, but those aren't always. Oh damn it! Paralyze. This is really bad. Or like we're in a decent shape now, where it's like there's nothing dangerous around. But yeah, paralysis in the wrong situation is often a game-ending status ailment. It's actually basically the same as sleep. Oh yeah, I was talking about sleep earlier. Yeah, and how basically it's actually basically kind of the same as paralysis. Or I think you have a certain chance to wake up when monsters hit you when you're asleep, but it's not like a guaranteed thing like in a lot of RPGs where it's just it's like sleeping disables you but then you just wake up as soon as something hits you. Yeah, let's do it this way. Oh, and that cyclone's a or a wind monster, so that's actually gonna be bad news for Squiddo. Oh, and it's double bad news because he's a moron. Fortunately, actually, I actually can't tell how much. That's really annoying now that I think of it. I can't actually tell how much damage is being reflected back. So yeah, I don't even know how effective this damage reflection thing is, or even how it's calculated. Like, is it like based on the amount of damage dealt to it? Is it seal trap just prevents you from using magic, which is not a problem. Actually, I don't think it even does anything to your character. Or actually, one thing I forgot to show off. So when you it doesn't show anymore. Basically, whenever your character is affected by a status ailment, it changes his portrait. Which is, again, one of those cute little touches in games that I just really like to point out a lot in LPs. The one for slowness is especially funny. Or confusion is another good one. Yes, please, come help me, Kraken. Actually, Kraken's doing a decent job right now. He mainly just needs levels. Or actually... Is it constant per level? Okay, so we went from 11 to 12, but then higher on the... Okay, so it looks like he's higher on the attack than the defense, which is actually not really good, considering his special ability. Like, the whole point of the Kraken is he's got that special ability to reflect damage, and he's not really going to get to do a lot of that if he's, like, super squishy. Maybe I should change his name to Squishy. Seems more appropriate. Of course, that being the case, it'd probably be even more appropriate to just get rid of him and fuse him with another monster who could make better use of that little damage reflection ability. But yeah, the thing is, there are certain monster traits that are that'll pass on through fusion, but then there are some that won't. I can't think of any offhand, but I think there's a certain... Yeah, one of the traits of the Newell enemies, those blue chocobo things, one of their special traits is that they have, like, I don't know what it's called, but basically, no matter what you feed it, like, it doesn't even have to be a pita fruit. You can feed them just like a useless herb, and whatever you feed those guys, they'll always go back up to maximum MP whenever you feed them. It's actually like a really super great ability, but I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that one does not transfer through fusion. And yeah, even if I am wrong, I do know that there are other abilities out there that I've been annoyed with before that won't transfer. Okay, looks like the rust trap didn't do anything. Oh, yes it did. Damn. That's really bad. We're down. So yeah, our steel sword is now basically down to the level of a copper sword. Our iron shield is down to the level of a copper shield. Oh, okay, we might as well use the live shield then. I don't know why. That must be a weird translation thing. And actually, we're pretty much done on this floor, so we might as well move up. Yeah, live shield. That's a really weird name for a damage reflection shield. I don't know what they were even... I don't even know what the translation error is there, or even if there is... Maybe there is some kind of logical connection between live shield and damage reflection. I don't know. Anyways, it's actually kind of cute that I got that now. It's like we're a set now. We both have the same little ability. That's kind of nice. It's like, yeah, it kind of helps me bond with my familiar. It's like, hey, now we can both... You reflect damage, and now I reflect damage. It's like we kind of... We kind of understand what the other is about now. It's like, hey, you reflect damage? I understand what that's about. I know what it's like. Although I really don't know what it's like because it doesn't show you the damage numbers on the reflection, so I have no idea how much I'm even reflecting, or even if it's working. For all I know, this ability could be... That is what it said, right? Sometimes retaliates when it's hit. I believe that's damage reflection, similar to the Kraken ability. But yeah, no damage numbers or anything when it triggers, so for all I know, this ability could be glitched or something, and not even working. Oh, game designers, it is so important to provide that feedback to players. You have no idea. It's like you need to know that what you're doing is effective and working and doing something. Although it does the little animation, I guess, so that's something. But I need to know the damage. Like, I want to know... Like, okay, I know that it's doing an animation, but that doesn't really count as something. Damage is something. Damage, if I can see damage, I'm happy. And I know that, you know, it's working as intended. But yeah, this way... I don't know. I mean, you know, it was the early 90s. Or the late 90s. Yeah, they should have known better than this by that time. Really no excuse. Shameful display.